from the University of Kansas, you're watching KUJH News.
Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. I'm Mary Kate Baker. A second victim of Sunday's shooting in Lawrence has been released from the hospital. The victim, a KU student, was released from the hospital after being one of 3 people shot on Sunday. One of the other victims was released on Monday and one still remains hospitalized. 2 suspects are still at large. Police are working on their whereabouts.
Their location may change, but we're continuing to monitor that, and we're working on trying to progress towards getting arrest warrants issued for those individuals.
The identities of the victims still have not been released. If you haven't had your measles vaccine, you may be excluded from the KU campus for 3 weeks, according to an email from the Vice Provost. If staff members and students are uncertain if they've been immunized, they can get a blood test at Watkins Health Center. Watkins' Douglas DeCario says that an outbreak of measles on campus is unlikely, but the university is taking steps in the right direction.
I don't think a lot of other universities are necessarily doing what we're doing here at KU, even though we don't have measles, and hopefully we won't have measles.
You can get a measles vaccine at Watkins or contact your personal physician. Governor Brownback rescinded an order Tuesday that offered protections for state workers who are gay. The order was originally signed by former Governor Catherine Syllabus in 2007. It established a protected class of rights for state employees regarding sexual orientation and gender identity. In its place, Brownback says he'll issue an order that boosts state employment aid for veterans and people who are disabled. He claims it reaffirms the state's commitment to employment practices. In response to Brownback's decision, KU Chancellor Bernadette Gray-Little sent an email to KU students, faculty, and staff reassuring that KU is an inclusive community. In the email, the Chancellor says, quote, "We want to reassure you that yesterday's executive order at the state level does not alter KU's non-discrimination policy," end quote. The Chancellor reminded the KU community that KU should be a place where we all feel welcome and are able to express themselves. Coming up, it feels like winter today. Will the cold stay or warmer temperatures ahead? Mimi Mashash has the weather. Commissioners look to expand the Clinton Marina. We'll have the latest. Stay tuned. The marina at Clinton Lake is expanding. The expansion would add room for more lakeside property. They plan to install 70 new covered boat slips. It will be the first expansion since the facility was purchased in 1998. Lawrence City Commissioners are ready to greenlight a property tax rebate to expand the Eldridge Hotel. They did not vote last night's meeting, but made it clear they are ready to approve the 95% rebate that would fund the 15-year project. The expansion would bring 54 new rooms and additional restaurant space at the hotel. Once approved, the expansion could start as early as next week. It was chilly, a chilly day today on campus, but doesn't look like it will get any warmer tomorrow. Mimi Mashash joins us now with the weather. Mimi?
Thank you, Mary Kate. Unfortunately, tomorrow isn't looking too much warmer than today. The winds today were really picking up, and those cooler temperatures are definitely coming in. As you can see throughout the night into tomorrow morning, those temperatures are going to be up into the teens. Then by noon, those temperatures are going to go up to 24 degrees in the lower 20s. Temperatures are going to rise a little bit once those clouds roll in, and then into the night, we're looking at temperatures in the upper 20s. It's going to be windy tomorrow, so definitely stay bundled up. And then if we go into our 3-day outlook, again, oh, it's the weekend outlook. Okay, so Saturday this weekend, we're looking at temperatures in the 30s. Friday, luckily, we're, oh, that's Thursday. Thursday, we're looking at temperatures in the 30s. And then Friday, those temperatures are going to rise up into the 50s, so that will definitely feel good. Not as nice as the past weekend we had, but those temperatures will rise a little bit. And then this weekend, we're looking at temperatures into the 30s. So we'll see a little bit of a warm up on Friday, but unfortunately not as great as we had last weekend. Back to you, Mary Kate.
You know, I really wish tomorrow were Saturday, but you know, it's just another Thursday. And now joining us, we have Tiffany Littler joins us for sports. So, last night was the Texas Tech game.
Hey,
and
did you get a chance to catch it?
So that's the thing. I was only able to catch the second half. I heard it was kind of an intense game, but I only saw, you know, KU win, you know, with flying colors. So.
Right, and we'll have the highlights coming up. Spring is getting closer. We have more from baseball teams media day. And the men's basketball team was hitting on all cylinders last night in Lubbock. Stay with us. Sports is next. It had all the makings of a beatdown last night in Lubbock. Kansas, coming off a road loss at Oklahoma State on Saturday, looking for redemption facing a struggling Texas Tech team that had lost 3 out of its last 4 games. With just seconds left in the first half, Wayne Selden drains a 3 right before the buzzer and sends the Jayhawks to the locker room, leading by 5 points. Kansas comes out firing in the second half with Frank Mason burying a 3-pointer. Wayne Selden wastes no time by draining yet another 3. Brandon Green gets in the action by nailing his 3-point shot, putting Kansas up 40-27. And up by 20, Selden with the assist, and Green slams it down. Green with the long pass to Mason with the alley-oop to Cliff Alexander for a dunk. Kansas went on to win 73-52. Next up for the Hawks, a home game Saturday against Texas. The women's basketball team lost 59-56 on the road at West Virginia last night. The loss drops the Lady Jayhawks to 13-12 overall, 4-8 in the conference, putting them in 9th place in the Big 12. Seniors Asia Boyd and Chelsea Gardner lead the team with 18 points each. Gardner also racked up her 7th double-double of the season. The Lady Jayhawks return home for a Saturday matchup against Texas. Tip-off is at Allen Fieldhouse at 7 p.m. Now on to baseball. Kansas is set to begin its season this weekend in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. The Jayhawks opponent, number 2, LSU. The teams will play a 3-game weekend series. It'll begin on Friday night and wrap up Sunday afternoon. KU coach Rich Price and his players are ready for the challenge.
Their fans are unbelievable. They're right on top of you. They just bury your left fielder and your right fielder and your starting pitcher when he's warming up in the bullpen. And they've got the southern drawl and the Cajun talk that I can't even understand half of what's said.
Everyone overall really has a lot of fun playing in those type of environments. And like Skip said, it's not real fun when there's nobody here.
Back in 2010, the Jayhawks won 2 of their 3 games against then top-ranked LSU in Baton Rouge. Fans can watch all 3 games this weekend on ESPN3. Moving to the softball diamond, the Jayhawks flew south to Florida for the start of the season, and KU seemed to enjoy the warm temperatures. Kansas won all 5 of its games in the Florida Atlantic Tournament, but the Jayhawks lived life on the edge for a majority of the trip, defeating Arkansas, Florida Atlantic, and Georgia Tech by 4 combined runs. To put the undefeated weekend in perspective, the Jayhawks are off to their best start since the 2011 season when they began the year 10-0.
That's a hard thing to do, to go 5-0, especially against the field that we played, Big Ten, SEC, and ACC schools. So we're really proud of them. We had to fight through a couple games to get those wins, and really proud of how we came out.
I think our main focus is to stay focused and not dwell on, we went 5-0 one week, and I think we just have to move forward, take that for what it is, which is great, and just keep growing off of it.
The Jayhawks will get a chance to build on that 5-0 start this weekend in New Mexico. They'll take part in the Troy Cox Classic, which features Bradley, Weber State, and New Mexico State. The Kansas women's tennis team is riding high after back-to-back wins over New Mexico State and Pacific in Las Vegas last weekend. They look to extend their win streak at Wichita State tomorrow. Matches are set to begin at 5 p.m.
Okay, so it looks like the tennis team, the women's tennis team over there on the West Coast actually weren't the only Jayhawks over there.
Right.
Amongst all the fame and fashion that go with the Grammys, there was a Jayhawk walking the red carpet. Former KU swimmer Abigail Anderson accompanied her longtime best friend Taylor Swift on the red carpet Sunday evening. Abigail even had front row seating at the 57th Grammys award show. The 2012 graduate recorded the second fastest time in school history at the Big 12 Championships in the 100 backstroke, 200 backstroke, and 100 butterfly. Well, that's pretty exciting. I know I'm a Taylor Swift fan.
Honestly, I'm not a big Taylor Swift fan, but that's pretty cool to be sitting at the Grammys coming from KU.
Yeah, I'm a Grammys fan, so
okay,
I would have loved to have gone to see that.
Perfect. And that does it for your Wednesday news update for KUJH. I'm Mary Kate Baker. Have a good night.